So Brad Pitt is in love with this woman, and unfortunately, it's gonna cost her $865,000. Now, her name is Anne, and she's 53, and she lives in France, and unfortunately, Anne has a problem. She's super lonely. I mean, she's married to a millionaire, but their marriage has already broken up, and they're in the process of getting a divorce. But then, one day, she gets a message on Instagram from this older woman, Jane. And Jane and Anne, they start chatting and they hit it off, and over the next few months, they become friends. And eventually, Jane is like, you know, my son needs a woman just like you. Why don't I introduce you? Now, Jane's son just happens to be this guy, Brad Pitt. Yes, that Brad Pitt. And so they start chatting and they hit it off, and Anne thinks he is fine because, of course she does, he's f***ing Brad Pitt. And he's like sending her selfies of himself, and they keep talking and they're texting every day, and soon enough it becomes romantic. And Anne is just totally excited to be in love again. And Brad Pitt, he's over here sending her poems that he wrote and declarations of love, and Anne is always asking to talk on the phone, but strangely, Brad Pitt is never available for an actual phone call. Only texting. Well, that's okay, he's probably a busy guy. But eventually, the best thing happens to Anne. Brad Pitt proposes to her. He wants to get married, even though they've never met in person or even spoke on the phone. And of course, Anne is like, okay, let me stop the story right here, because I gotta say something. I know this is gonna blow your mind. Are you ready for this? Well, hold your hand while I say this. It turns out, Brad Pitt isn't really Brad Pitt. He is apparently a small group of scammers they believe are operating out of Nigeria. Sorry, Nigeria. This is all a romance scam. And these pictures and selfies that fake Brad Pitt keeps sending her, they're all AI generated. Shocker, I know. And of course, Anne doesn't know this. I mean, she's not a tech-savvy person. She doesn't know that deepfakes even exist, or that AI can do the things that it can do. I mean, she's in love, and she's in love with the Brad Pitt. Well, the fake Brad Pitt. But one day, fake Brad Pitt tells her he wants to send her a bunch of luxury gifts, like designer purses and jewelry and stuff like that. And he sends her videos of the gifts he's gonna buy, and he says that he's shipping them to her. But then some time passes, and Anne gets an email from a customs agent saying that she needs to pay around $5,000 import tax in order to receive these gifts fake Brad Pitt is trying to send her. So she hits up fake Brad like, Brad, why can't you pay this import tax? And fake Brad tells her that his bank accounts are frozen due to his very public, contentious divorce battle with Angelina Jolie. And so Anne's like, all right, I'll pay the tax. And she pays the customs tax, but unfortunately, the gifts never show